Yo, yo, yo. Episode number deuce. Man, here we
What's
are.
up, y'all?
What hump day, August 2nd. Doing the thing, man. Hunter, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, brother. Doing good.
Yeah, how was
It's
your day, man?
Wild West Wednesday, It's been good, man. Trying to stay busy, which is good in this market. We all know that. So,
Isn't
uh,
true.
but yeah, doing my thing, brother. Doing my thing. How about yourself?
Man, my day was it was good, man. I loaded locked in a new customer today on some power only stuff. So I love that. Like I just told you, dude, like power only is money, man. Like I would take power only freight
Absolutely.
over any other freight any flipping day, man. Like that is the shit. So I got um that, man, and I don't know, like they was just good, except dealing with this insurance stuff on my car, dude. This freaking douchesicle, this douchesicle hit me, man, a few weeks ago, and like the tides have turned, and he's saying that I hit him now. So anyway, but so I spent like an hour and a half of my afternoon going and trying to get camera footage from businesses where this guy hit me. But other than that, it was good, man. I mean, it's always a good day when you take on a new customer, bro. So nothing wrong with that at all.
Congratulations. How'd you go about finding them? What's your
Dude,
strategy
through
in that?
through the Facebook group. I'm telling you, man, perks of being the admin, bro. That's why. Well, I say that's not the only reason why, but that's part of why I keep the posts to where they have to be approved, man. Like, I mean, but I will say, I only have one that I've got from the Facebook group that I still do business with. All the rest of them, dude, have been just like, I don't know, not enough for me to want to mess with. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I ship every now and then and so forth and so on. Maybe once every other month. So, but yeah, these people are cool, man. They shuffle trailers and stuff between like government facilities, and so I think that's pretty cool. And yeah, bro. But from the Facebook group, man. So yeah, that's pretty good stuff, right?
Well, we got to watch out for those tire kickers as always,
Man, you
as we
you
have
ain't
discussed.
you ain't never lie, man. So speaking of tire kickers and people that are just assholes, man. Like there's a guy, he's in the group, he's been in the group for a while, and I've never seen him post anything about loads until a few weeks ago. And he posted a load, man, and it wasn't going far. It was a really short trip. I mean, done in a few hours max, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
like I would ask the guy a bunch of questions, you know what I mean? Like I should. And as things kept progressing, I would ask another question. All in all, maybe five questions. And the guy's like, I've given you all the information that you need. I've been doing this for a long time. I think it's 20 years or something. Um, obviously you don't know what you're doing. You're asking too many questions. Let's just forget about it. I'll deal with someone else. And I mean, I just let him vent to whatever, hump the phone, and like, dude, what a shithead. Like you tell me I
Right.
don't know what I'm doing because I'm asking you questions. Just because you think you gave me the information that I need doesn't mean that that's all the information that I need. And so, like, anyway, yeah, tire kickers and assholes slash tire kickers. You know what I mean? Like people that are just
Absolutely.
such horrible individuals to do business with. You don't want to waste your flipping time with them, man.
Well, you
So
find a lot of people they don't know what the hell they're talking about, and then you ask them questions like that, and then they get offended. Which, if I were in control of the freight, I would want questions being asked. That's probably the most important thing in this industry is asking questions.
dude, I agree, man. But I actually posted about it on my LinkedIn, and the title of my post is when people are so full of themselves, you don't want to do business with them. And like I'm serious, bro. You're on my LinkedIn. Go look at my LinkedIn, dude. I did it last week, man. And
Yeah,
so yeah,
yeah. I've had a guy before tell me he's like, "I'll give you the business, but if you mess it up, I will get your name sloshed in the mud. You will never work in logistics again." I was like, all right. When's that next load coming across, buddy?
I know, man, dude. Some people are just they're I don't know. Not every customer's a winner, man. You know, so like I come across people pretty often. It's just not worth don't do that, bro. Come on, man. I don't need anyone seeing my
get our name tags in here. I'm trying to get our name tags in here.
Oh, that dude. That is I think it's in the banners or the comments or the brand. I don't flip it now, bro. I don't know where it's at.
With us for a little bit. We're still trying to figure out the platform here.
You did. You took the names away, man. What are you doing over here, bro?
I didn't do anything, dog. I'm just
wonder there it is. You got to take the banner off. Yeah, you got to take the banner off underneath. That's what it is. Yeah, look at that. Figuring shit out. Anyway, so since we got, just a couple people in here. But either way, what we're going to talk about is Hunter's going to touch on something that we talked about yesterday, but is like now everybody's catching on and it's becoming this funny thing. So we'll do that. And then we have the VP of operations from company that I work for, Todd Hamilton. He's going to come on and he's going to talk about double brokering and signs to help catch them, things that we have in place to help weed them out and deal with them, and to just touch base on that, go over that, because we all know how big of a struggle that is right now in the industry, man. And just fraud in general, it is just ripe in our industry and every part of it, man. I mean, not just brokers, carriers, like everyone deals with it. Every single sector, the shippers, the brokers, the carriers, even the brokers, not just truckload, the ones like you too, Hunter. I mean, is that plaguing you guys too?
Well, we call those bottom feeders in the drayage world. It's these, and California's cracking down on this big time. It's these carriers that have X amount of trucks under their authority. They bring in these owner operators, and they will give you whatever rate that you want to hear to win the business. Now, if someone comes in, gives them a better rate, your freight gets pushed to the bottom of the pile. The communication's not there. They'll promise you the world and back, but in all reality, it's the same as these double brokerages.
Yeah.
They'll do anything just to get it on their board, and whether they disappoint you or not, they don't care. They do not care. So,
and dude, they are like the ultimate tire kickers. I mean, even though like I don't waste my time with them at all, but it's like, dude, there is no more annoying person to deal with in this than double brokers, bro. They're the most irritating, aggravating, pain in the ass. Like, I wouldn't say scum of the earth because, but scum of the industry. You know what I mean?
Well, for people like us, it's very disappointing to see that the brokerage term is turning into the B word. You tell a client, you tell a prospect, like, oh yeah, I'm a broker. It turns some people off, but in all reality, if these double brokerages, like these cats out in Glendale or wherever the hell they're located, Armenia for the most part, they say they got a truck and that makes them feel nice, warm, and fuzzy on the inside. And obviously, what we're seeing here with what we're going to talk about with Todd and hopefully Justin here soon enough, like, brokerage is so necessary for so many companies, unless it's these huge companies that need, these dedicated like local carriers out, like LTL, of course. That's something that we can't touch. I don't have LTL trucks. That's not something that's readily available. Drop trailers, that's another thing that's very difficult to get. But
man, you ain't never lie on that.
Absolutely, brother, absolutely. But even then, it's spoiling the name. But you also, brokerage is not just based in logistics. Obviously, you got produce brokers, you got equipment brokers. It's just because we don't have a tangible asset doesn't mean that we're not as valuable, if not more, in my opinion, to your operations. But that also comes down to, like we had talked about before, Corona brokers.
The COVID brokers, that's what I call them. COVID, and the COVID carriers too. COVID carriers too, bro.
Yeah. So
they're ruining it. They really are, bro. Like they're honestly those COVID carriers and COVID brokers, they a big problem. They are, in my opinion, the defining factor of what happened to the industry once COVID was over, dude. I will get into it one day, man. Matter of fact, it's a great topic to touch on. I'm a title the show like COVID industry killer. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna think of some catchy thing, but yes, man. You talk about why brokers got such a bad name right now. It is not just the big brokerages and stuff that I don't want to name and everything, but dude, it is these COVID brokers and that have ruined our reputation, man. Ruined it. And and the COVID carriers and the COVID brokers along with that are what happened to the industry, man. So, but we'll get further in. I don't want to give too much away from it but I'll give you my opinion, and then I want you to just sink in and be like, dude, I'm gonna go down that hole with you. I'm telling you, because it's true. But dude, I get double brokers, or I should say brokers reaching out to me all the time, man. I cannot stand it, and it is so hard for me to be professional when I talk to them and stuff, because to me it's the audacity that you have, man, like knowing that this is illegal, to just go out and straight, hey man, like I'm a broker too, I can cover your freight, so forth and so on, and then of course they try to guise it under the co-broker thing, which honestly co-brokering is legal, man. There is a legal way to double broker, as they say, but to actually follow the rules and actually make it legal, no one does it. You know what I mean? And the defining thing is all parties involved have to know that there's two brokers. So like your
I was about to bring that point up.
Using another broker to cover their freight. So that's the kicker. But but to me, I feel that working with another broker says a lot about you as a broker too, because if you need another broker's help to cover your load, then you're not doing something right. And the reason I say that is because if they can find a truck, you can find a truck. Now, of course, there's a few caveats to that. If you're a new brokerage and you don't have a credit score, obviously carriers don't want to do business with you, so forth, so on. But if you're attached to a brokerage that has a good reputation and credit score and has the abilities to source carriers, through Carrier 411 and so forth, so on, there's no reason you should be using another broker. You know what I mean? And honestly, I don't give two craps about any co-broker agreement you sign, man. That thing to me holds zero water. And because unless you're cool with your customer, and if that broker decides to approach them and say, I can do this for cheaper, then, you're never going to freaking know about it, dude.
Right. Well, to your point there, I mean, it's, there's a time and place for co-brokering. Like in my position, I don't particularly handle OTR business as much as, it takes away from my focus. However, if I'm going towards a co-broker agreement with another company, whether it be a freight forwarder or a true brokerage, I am trying to bring value to them just as much as they are to me. So like, I look at it this way. If I'm building a house and I only have a certain set of tools, but I don't want to go out and buy those tools, then a friend of mine that I trust that can come in and assist.
I like this analogy we're using here.
Oh, I mean, that's how I look at it, man. Like, that
is a great way to look at it, man.
Yeah. Like if I have a certain customer that has a one-off shipment here and there that I just don't have capacity in, but I know you're running upwards of 20 loads a week, then yeah, I'm absolutely going to reach out to you. I'm not really worried about making money or skinning anybody's back. However, you have the tools for me to continue a relationship, and I'm helping you out in the long run.
Yeah, man. I mean, I agree with that totally, man. It really is kind of taking the easy way out in a sense. You know what I mean? Like if I can understand you not having all the tools that another broker has. You know what I mean? Like I said, be able to source carriers, but still, if you're having to use another broker to do your stuff, man, then you're doing something wrong. And also you're adding to the problem of the double brokering. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're allowing it to flip and go on. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. It's those that rely on other brokers to do their work
Yes.
are
Yeah.
the
No.
issue,
Exactly.
because that there are a lot of people in here, and I've told you this before. You can be a silver-tongued devil in this industry, but if you don't have the backbone of operations and understand this, and you're just inherently lazy, you're never gonna fully thrive, and it's not gonna work out in the long run. So
Yeah, you're right, man. You know, this is something that you definitely got to chase things. You know what I mean? And having to rely on other people that do the exact same thing you do and you do is as far as being a broker, you know, is not going to bring you any success at all. So, but the point was, I get them all the time, man. You know, they hit me up on LinkedIn, dude. They hit me up on Facebook, and it's just like, you know, I don't have time for it, man. Like, you know, as soon as they ask me about helping me move my loads, I ask them for an MC number. As soon as they give me the MC number, I go and I run it. And as soon as it comes back a broker, I tell them to kick fucking rocks. You know what I mean? It's like,
don't be a cheese ball. Don't be a cheese ball broker.
No, that's it. I ain't got time for it, man.
And cut your teeth.
Yes. Yeah. And you know, the sad thing about it is, man, is that a lot of these bigger brokerages, like they don't teach it, because like all of them will say, well, they don't teach it, but they say this is a way to get freight and get your foot in the door and learn things. And I'm like, well, that's, you know, insinuating in that situation is still kind of teaching you, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
but, you know, it is what it is. I don't know where old Toddy is, man. Oh, hot Toddy. That's what I call him, man. I don't have to. I'm gonna chime into him right now, bro. I'm like, hey, where you at, man?
Give him a shout.
I should call. No, that's what I'm gonna do. Look, we're gonna call him on air, bro. That's what I'm gonna
do. Put the man on blast.
Fuck yeah. I told you, man. This is my boy, bro. Like we talk, we bullshit all day through work. So, man, we're waiting on you, Cupcake.
What you talking about? You said 6.
What time is it there?
5:15.
Oh my God, you're only an hour behind. I thought you were 2 hours.
Oh no, all right, my bad.
I mean, 2 hours behind. I thought you were only an hour behind. Oh, whatever. I thought you were right there at the line. All right, no big deal, man. I'll
No, it's all good. It's good. I can jump on right now.
Oh, okay, cool, man. You're awesome.
Cool.
Bye.
Jump on it right now.
Sweet. Dude, look at me all losing my time zones, bro. Like, how fucking dumb am I? Right?
That's part of the job, buddy. That's part of the job.
I know it is, dude. Like, for real. You ain't never freaking lie. Ain't never lie. You know, our thing keeps going up and down, man. We keep getting like you know, close to double digit, then it goes down. And anyway, so Todd will be on in a minute. You know, we'll talk about this double broker stuff on our end, as far as, like I said, what we do to catch it and the way we try to deal with it. Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Todd the Builder. What's up?
how's it going?
Bro, I love the beard you got going on, dude.
Thank you. Yes, I grew it myself.
Yeah. Idiot, man. Oh, Hunter, I told you, bro. This dude here. That's cool, man. Oh, dude.
It's definitely lost some of its color, but it's doing a little something, you know, with the powder right there.
Man, dude, I'll tell you, I only have gray on the sides, man. But I will say, my dad has same hair color I do, and as he got older, bro, and he got that salt and pepper through his beard, like you're like, man, it actually looks good. You know what I mean? Like, it's if you get the right shade of it mixed in there, man, it looks real good, dude.
Well, I hope I got that going on.
Yeah, man, it does. It looks great. It looks fucking great, man. So, how was your day, Todd, man? I mean, you and I kind of chatted today, but like not really about work stuff. What happened on your end today?
Today was one of those busy days. It's you know, some days in logistics it can be a slower one and you can try to catch up on things, and sometimes you're chasing after it. Today felt like one of those days. I felt like I couldn't catch up, but you know, it's still grand. I mean, I still got my computer open right now and still doing some stuff.
Dude, bro, me too. Me too. I was just talking to Roby about this load picking up on the 22nd. So I feel you, bro. My computer stays on until I go to sleep, man. The only reason I have to turn it off is because I have like this like fancy keyboard with all the lights and shit. It'll keep me up. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Anyway, hey Todd, this is my boy Hunter, dude. Him and I connected
Todd?
in this
What up,
group.
Hunter? Good to meet you.
Man, we just
He's good, brother. Too.
we just kind of, I don't know, stayed connected, man. And when I was talking about this idea, dude, he jumped with me. So yeah, man. So, and I hope to have you on lots more, Todd, dude. Like I was telling Hunter earlier that you've been in this industry a while and like really go hard on the op stuff. You know, I was telling him, you know, the things you handle for us over here. So dude, you're an encyclopedia of information, man. So we could definitely like have you back on. We're going to have Jason Rabin on. I don't know if you're on LinkedIn much. Are you, Todd?
I pop in from time to time, but yeah. I you know, it's definitely, my LinkedIn page, like I started building it when I first got into this industry. So it's just heavily transportation, logistics and stuff. So like I'll go on there and I'll be seeing a lot of the communication that we have from previous employers and colleagues, as well as, you know, like it's crazy. Like some of the things that it does there reminded me of like what Facebook used to do, where it's like if you commented on somebody's thing and you were friends with them, you're like, hey, this person said something.
Yes.
So I noticed that popping up. I was like, all right, that's actually great for that interaction, especially like if, you know, somebody's trying to move some freight and you like it or just even commented on it, it just goes to those networks. So it's a great tool to have. Yeah,
man. I love it. But what I was gonna say is Jason Rabin's on there, dude. He's a good guy. He's all about the double broker stuff. Him and KG talk all the time. But anyhow, so what I told you I wanted to bring you on for, man, is last night when we were talking about or had touched on fraud in the industry, and it kind of was something we didn't mean to touch on, but it got into it and we started talking about double brokers and freight theft. And Hunter had brought up a big company that they just got snitched on basically in the journalism of our world about how they have like what is it, 50 or 100 MCs or something like
500 double brokerages, the old Glendale Armenian scandal. It's
they're a huge broker, man. I'm not going to say it, man. You know, I'll comment it to you, but yeah, man. So we were, like I said, just talking about that last night, and Hunter and I said, you know, it was something everybody wanted to talk about last night. Maybe we should follow up with it today. And of course, I thought about you, man, because that's what you do here at Synergy, you know, and you and Anthony, man, in helping put together the protocols that we have to, you know, catch those double brokers, man, you know, before we even book a load with them. And even before that, like before we got super big on it, we were pretty good at catching them, man, just with like that phone validation thing. So, and I think we only had a few ever slip by, and luckily enough for us, they went off well. So we never had an issue. But yeah, man, I just wanted to bring you on, Todd, and have you talk about the struggles that we have seen on, you know, in our agency with double brokers, and talk about some of the steps that we go through, weed them out and report them, so others, you know, see, hey, this person is doing this, and we can make other people aware of it in our industry.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, there's you have the double brokers that are trying to double broker shipments, obviously, and then you have those fraud double brokers that definitely are taking these carriers like MC information and definitely, you know, portraying as them and just completely ruining their name, you know, just slandering it completely. So yeah, I mean, for the 9-10 years that I've been in this industry, I started seeing a little bit more of the activity where it was like, you know, the fraudulent stuff. I would say about my third or fourth year into it, where automated tracking started to become, you know, more heavily introduced and stuff with MacroPoint, Project 44, and all those things that they have out there. And one of the things that I had noticed was when trying to assign these phone numbers to drivers and getting these kickbacks and stuff, I was baffled by this. So then I found this website called PhoneValidator.com that was, you know, searching on it, and I was able to realize, like, you know, I'm finding out that you're giving me a landline number or a VoIP number, like a voice over internet phone, those soft phones that we have. So that was like kind of the start of realizing these kind of things. So I kept that close to me and was sharing that with a lot of my colleagues and everything like that. But definitely, I would say the heaviest I've seen it has been in the past 2-3 years that, in this industry. And
COVID.
Since being, yeah, exactly.
The vid, man. The vid. I told you, 100.
It's been plaguing everything since.
It has, man.
It's insane.
Yeah.
But, I think a reason for that, Todd, with that influx is because during COVID, there were so many people, and you and I talked about this, as a matter of fact, there were so many people like flooding the industry, so many carriers, so many brokers. And as I call them, man, the COVID carriers, COVID brokers, but there were so many applications going through FMSCA every day. Like, it was just easy to get in. And of course, that's saying that the FMSCA checks on you. You know what I mean? We all know they don't, because their solution to this double broker problem is let's give you a hotline to call. But anyway, I think that's part of what made it so easy and grew the influx, like you just said, the past few years was, just because all those people flooding the industry during COVID.
Yep, exactly. And like for compliance, for example, I was trained by it, like, to keep an eye on those specific details, and like I've had to learn and still learning, to not take everything just as face value. You have to do your own thorough investigation to try and find these things. It's a matter of looking at the authority, the history of the authority, because a lot of times there can be the disruptions, in which it can be like the normal thing of, like lapsed insurance and stuff. But then there's also those ones where it's, the MC's been bought and it still hasn't carried over yet. So then there's that time frame that can be used from there. It's, looking at the names, vetting those phone numbers, and even going to the extent of like having to look into addresses too. I like a lot of the double broker things that I see, or the fraudulent ones, are going to be where they have a unit number. You click into it and all of a sudden you're looking at a Staples in a grocery store complex, like that seems, for whatever reason, Staples, it seems to be like their go-to locations to say that that's where they work at.
It's the staple of their business, man.
I guess maybe they rent out like the virtual POs or something, probably, huh?
Yeah, it's those ones. It's, even the UPS stores that you'll see, they'll flag those on there and stuff. So here, with us working together, the things that I've had to do is, already having that compliance mindset of, if they don't meet the strict guidelines, it's a flat out no and stuff. And then having to even look at the ones that they would normally pass by, is having to actually vet those, looking at the MC numbers. And it's not just the MC numbers. It's, seeing that like it's a low MC number with a high DOT number and vice versa. Those kind of things are, little factors to, take into consideration when you're vetting those carriers. And what used to be just like a 2-3 step process has now turned into an 8, 9, 10, 11 step process of vetting these carriers.
It has, man. It has in our agency. Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, one of the things that I used to do from time to time was have to ask for the insurance form, but with the VIN numbers associated, and trying to see if there's anything that's matching from FMCSA and what they provide. And then just like, going to the extent of having multiple different software systems to vet these carriers, not just one database, but looking into other things, SaferSys, Carrier 411, Highway, Carrier Sure, whatever the case may be, is, having to use any and all resources that you can.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
Hey, man, I want to ask you a question. Something you just said. I understand how low MC and DOT, I understand how the sequence works. How can they get a low MC but with a high DOT, Todd? Or is that just like blatantly they just pulled one from one place and another from another, or what?
So if I'm not mistaken, it would be if an MC went out and they were rebuying it, then I believe that's when the DOT number is going to be a higher number compared to that lower MC number. Gotcha.
Because it goes under someone else's name and kind of restart. I gotcha. That makes sense. You say that, man. I've got people in this group, matter of fact, on Facebook, that they're all the time asking to buy MCs. I've got to the point where I just deny all the posts, because of exactly what you're saying, man, about the people buying them and turning them into fraud. So, man, okay, dude, you just taught me something. I appreciate that. I never thought about that because I source carriers myself on my own. So, and I look up MCs and DOTs, and I'm gonna look that up now, man, and check for that, bro. That's a good thing.
Definitely. And I'm, not to say that every single one of them is going to be, an issue and stuff, but, do our due diligence to protect ourselves, to protect our customer, and to protect our investments.
Okay. So we're talking about some of the steps that we have in place, man. Like what do we do over here? Which I see some of them, but maybe there's some in the background that y'all do that I don't see that gets posted on our stream. What all do we go through to make sure that we catch those double brokers before we even book a load with them?
Well, the first and foremost question that I think anyone in this industry should be asking when they're talking to somebody about one of their shipments before going into the details is, what is your MC number? That's the first thing that you should be doing, because there's no point in talking to somebody. Let's say if your compliance says you can't work with a conditional carrier, there's no point in going over the load details and possibly going over negotiations and then asking for the MC number and realizing that they are conditional or that there's some other underlying factor as to why they can't move your freight. So the first thing is finding out who you're talking to. And then some of the things that we do is first we'll check to see if they're already in our system. And while that's loading, also checking those multiple software systems that we have for vetting carriers. We have certain thresholds that our companies require for length of authority, for inspections. And it's even gotten to the point where, internally we've said, hey, we're going to increase that because we want to make sure that we're protecting ourselves, especially on those higher fraudulent lanes, the longer hauls, the ones going to and from California. Those are the ones that you want to make sure that you're looking for. I mean, I actually just saw a YAN carrier, a carrier with the owner name ending in YAN that was for one of our lanes going from Chicago down to Florida. So it was like, right off the bat, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt.
Touch on that one. Touch on the name thing a little more, Todd, because I understand it, but they may not. So touch on that name thing a little more.
Yeah, so that's something that's been a little bit newer for me to get involved in, I would say, in the past 12 to 18 months. It's been a lot of these carriers, as you say, they buy multiple MC numbers and they can utilize them, or they have connections and stuff. So they, a common denominator that we've seen is that the last name either ends in an IAN or a YAN. Addresses, obviously sometimes they're going to have residentials, but sometimes when you have like these carriers that have 20, 50 plus trucks and their business address is an apartment, that's something to raise a little bit of a concern, when you're trying to vet these carriers. So yeah, that's been one thing that we've seen, is that there's a lot of connection with that. And a lot of it is having to just do your due diligence and stuff. If you see something that's abnormal, we will go through the great lengths of Googling the company name, the address, the owner name, the any little details that we have for those carriers, is just doing a reverse Google search and trying to find what we have, using SaferSys as well to see if there's any connections. One software system that we use, they used to, I don't know if there was like legal reasons as to why they don't anymore, but there was a website that would say, hey, there's some related companies to this company that you're looking at, and it would show like who those companies were, their MC numbers, what the connection was and stuff, in which that's kind of like not as visible anymore. So then it's, making sure that you're having to do the extra looking for it.
Yeah.
Classic.
Hey,
check my sister MC.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, hey, I will tell you, man. One thing that I love about working at this company is having people like Todd and our boss KG. What his name is Kyle Graves, but we all call him KG. And man, Adam, because all these guys are they're so deep into these type of things, man, and catching fraud and making sure that our customers get the highest service level they can. And part of that is making sure that they're not subjected to fraud and to help mitigate their risk of the dangers out there on the market. And so we have tons and tons of things in place, man. And I didn't even know that we did some of those things. What is that system that we use? I see them putting them in the options now where it says like top 30% or bottom 50% or whatever. What is that one?
So what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that our bookers, our leads and managers and upper management is able to see things at a faster pace. So when we have a booker that's speaking to a carrier, they go over the load details and everything like that. When they go to submit the option, if there's anything that could possibly be of a concern, whether it be, a broker company nearby this address, or it's not enough inspections, or anything that, stands out, the bookers will bring those screenshots and those findings to our leads. So then that way our leads and upper management are able to look into that a little bit further, just to make sure, is this legit? Is this something that we need to be cautious of? Or should we just say flat out, no go, let's find another option? Yeah. So that's one of the things that we've been doing a little bit extra too. So that way our options are not waiting around for 5, 10 plus minutes to have an answer and to be bookable and stuff. But instead, when the booker submits that option, they can just say, hey, here's some of the findings. Here's what this carrier profile looks like. So then that way we can look at it, make sure that everything matches. Because that's also another thing too, is, if it's a different phone number than that's labeled, or a different email address or anything like that, we want to make sure that we're finding those findings and see if there's any connections, or if there is no connection, can we contact the original person that has their information on FMCSA? So then that way we can vet and say, hey, we got somebody, don't know if they're legit or not. Are they so? Which we've had a couple where, some people have said, yep, that's my guy, don't worry about it. And then we've even had somebody say, no, I have no idea who you're talking about.
I had one last week, Todd.
Yep. And which at that point, then I'm like, hey, then here's the information of that person that's impersonating you, and we'll go to town on them.
Man, look at that. Look at Synergy doing their part, yo. Doing our part, dude. I mean, I didn't know that, we were, giving those people that information, man. That is so freaking great, man, that we're doing that. And I had one last week. I think it was, I don't know, one of my loads on the East Coast, but we called the guy and the guy said, no, someone is using my MC number. I'm trying to stop it. And so that's cool, man. I know that now. I know our team gave that guy this information and stuff. So that's so great, man, that we're not only trying to watch out for it and catch it to save ourselves, but doing that extra, having those extra layers and being able and calling those people that are associated with the company is also allowing us the chance to, if we do catch them, to let these people know. Because I mean, dude, they're supposed to go on my group where people all the time, hey, someone's using my MC number. They've already booked all these loads. And, so some people don't find out until it's too late, man. And some of the damage is already done, and those things go against them. And unfortunately, which this is one of the issues people talk about too, is that stuff gets reported on that MC, man. And even though that individual was not the one that allowed it to happen, like they ultimately end up suffering on multiple fronts. You know what I mean? And as we all know, dealing with the FMSCA and the government DOT, like ain't shit easy with them people as far as fixing problems.
It's a matter of, if you're not going to do it, then we need to take matters into our own hands and stuff, which that's a whole nother topic that we can get on as with the government too. But
yeah.
Oh yeah.
But, it's one of those things that, this industry, for as big as it is, it's not that big too. I mean, everyone talks, everyone knows each other. So that's the thing, is that like,
yep.
If my name and reputation was being dragged through the mud because some schmuck was trying to, take my name and double broker and, steal all this stuff. So, yeah, I would be thankful that somebody's like reaching out to me and telling me something like that. And so that's kind of one of the things. It's like, it's a karma thing. It's, it's being courteous. It's also bringing to light of how crazy this industry can get when it's, when you have these people that are just, taking loads and, taking MCs like it's the wild, wild west kind of deal.
It is. And you know what, with all this said, we we should come up with our own software called SynGuard and market it. We catch double brokers, man. Like we catch it. That would be. I'm gonna bring that up to Kyle.
Do it.
Man, dude. You know the ultimate sucky part of all this is how easy it is to commit fraud in our industry. In the one industry that, I mean, arguably is probably the most important in the entire country, you know, because I mean, steel and lumber and all that stuff's great, but without trucks and logistics experts, man, stuff doesn't get moved. It doesn't get put in stores and it doesn't get put at your front door. So it especially with our industry being so heavily regulated by the federal government, you know, that it's just easy for people to walk in here and, like you said, man, you know, like it's the Wild Wild West, you know, take people's MC numbers and their information, mesh it with someone else's, add a couple of trucks onto it, you know, do some wishy-washy stuff, and then bada bing, bada boom, man, you're you know, making money and committing fraud. And something else a topic we're gonna talk on further in this series is the things that we know someone that had happened where freight got stolen and held hostage. You know what I mean? And all of that happened because information went awry and things didn't match up, and someone got a hold of something and took it, and, you know, people suffered for it. Matter of fact, I just saw an article today about another ring of freight thieves. They got caught in Canada. I think it was only.
I saw that too.
Yeah,
it was like a legitimate company.
Yeah,
it was like 14 guys, and they stole millions and millions of dollars.
Oh my gosh!
Just like that one down in California, I believe it was last month and the month before, where they busted those guys with, like, was it $50 million or something worth of freight that they had stole. So, you know, and so it is, man. Theft and fraud it's so horrible. And something else that I've been hearing about, man, that has me understanding why trailer theft is so high is being able to use these stolen trailers is part of these schemes, man, you know, because you use a stolen trailer, you put freight on it, and then you take the freight off of it, you just dump the trailer somewhere. You know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about stashing your trailer or the stuff getting caught on your trailer. So it also touches on what you said, how small the industry is, man, that, you know, all of these things are so easy to do because everything is so compacted in our little world that it's easy to take from one place and another place and hide it and then make it work to steal from others.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reason why we've had to vamp up our compliance is that reason exactly. So I would say from August to April, we would catch double brokers trying to take our freight, and it'd be fraudulent double brokers, not just ones that are just trying to double broker the shipment out, but the fraudulent ones that are like thieves and everything like that. And you know, Kyle, he's a hothead for double brokers and for any of those schemers and stuff, and he just goes to town on them. Like, he gives them an earful, that's for sure. And it was end of May to, I would say, up until the beginning of July. You know, unfortunately, some of those little punks got past our compliance that we had implemented previously, and we were susceptible to it. You know, one of the shipments that we had was supposed to go from like North Carolina to Virginia, and we were finally able to get in touch with the driver. It was a Friday pick, supposed to be Saturday delivery. We got in touch with him on a Monday or Tuesday. Come to find out that this dude was completely oblivious as to what was going on. He was given a TQL rate confirmation to go from North Carolina to California with our freight. And we were able to track it down in Rancho Cucamonga, and we were able to get the Rancho PD involved. And
I remember talking about that one.
Yep. So we were able, by a miracle, we were able to find that freight before it just got lost in translation. And then shortly after that, there was a few other shipments that, you know, I don't know if it was the same group of people or if it was a different one, but there was a couple of our shipments that you know, we got taken for, and come to find out, a few other friends in other companies in logistics, that same corporation and organization, they had taken a lot more of their freight too.
Man, dude, that's so, man, like, I just, all that said, man, like, dude, I just think that is honestly, we are just fucking amazing, Todd. Like, bro, hey, Hunter, when we have my boss or our boss Kyle on, dude, like he is just like Jason. This dude will call double brokers like on the phone on speakerphone while we're in meetings and like he was like he said, give them an earful. I'm gonna come find you. And Kyle is a tech.
You have to.
Kyle is
You have to.
He wants to find your address. He could find where you live if he wanted to, man. And
the scene from Tropic Thunder with Tom Cruise screaming in the phone, that's exactly how those conversations are. I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker.
He is, dude. Our boss, he's an absolute hoot, man. So that's why him and Jason, man, Jason Rabin, they talk about the double broker stuff all the time. Chris Jolly, he had him on the show. They talked about this stuff.
Yes.
So it's getting around, man. You know, the things that are happening out there, dude. And
well, man, I mean, even look at these carriers out in Chicago, like that have hundreds of trucks on their MC, and you book something from LA going back to Chicago. I've had a carrier that had a fake phone, put it in a rail car, and sent it out just so it had the track and trace. Dude, yes. And they were like, oh, he's broke down. Didn't send us any. We offered to pay for repairs. We gave them everything. Oh. And 3 weeks later, found out that they had just taken it off the trailer, put it on the rail car. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But also it's like with, like we're talking about with Corona brokers or new brokers. If the rate seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
Especially when they start. Yeah, I can do 3,800 for that lane. Actually, we're trying to be cheaper. Okay, I can do it for 3,000 without us even saying a rate. It's like, okay, you just
absolutely, absolutely,
yeah. We get all the time. So, to touch back on everything, man. To go with everyone. So, the things that we do over here, and is why I brought Todd on, because he has been a big part of implementing these things, and he has overwatched over our company as far as helping with this fraud. And we use things like phone validation. I've talked about this. Todd said it. If they use a VoIP, voice over internet proxy, or they give you a landline for tracking, that's what we ask it for. Is we ask for a cell phone number for tracking. So if you don't get a cell phone number, then right there, that's a sign it's a possible double broker. Because and I didn't realize this, that even with the VoIP, just because the app is on your phone, it won't track it, because that VoIP is attached to a server in a stationary position. So things like that. We use Carrier Assist and Freight Guard. Todd, you didn't tell me the name of that that one where it says the top 30% and all that. What's the name of that program?
That was Highway.
Highway. Talk about that. Is that a new one?
We've been using Highway for coming up on almost a year now. We've been using them. I dig it because it's definitely giving a lot of different insight. You can pull carrier database, so then that way you can have truck lists to call on, and it gives insight as far as like where their headquarters are, if it's a high volume lane that they run, or if it's whatever information they have right there. It does also give kind of like a Freight Guard reports, but it's internal, where it's like, hey, this carrier's been reported by somebody saying that they have an affiliate with a factoring company that deals with double brokers and stuff. It'll give you the virtual address, or it houses all the database, similar to like how Carrier 411 is. But it's definitely a very useful tool that we've been using. There was also another one that we've been looking into, that we trialed for a little bit, called Carrier Assure. One of the legal gals from one of the companies that I used to work with, called Global Trans. She has a company where it's essentially the same thing, where you're taking all of the information, but they also give like kind of like a rating based on authority and DOT inspections. That plays a factor into how your rating is going to be. It's also going to be if there's any suspicious activity, If with the DOT inspections, it also tells you what type of inspection it was. If it was a semi truck, a flatbed, if it was a box truck, or whatever the case is, they do. Yeah, they dive into that a little bit further as well. So there's lots of great tools that we've utilized, that we currently utilize, and then obviously with the power of the internet, Google's can be one of your best friends too.
Yeah. So cool. Remember, guys, phone validation, make sure you get a cell phone number that you can send tracking to for a driver. If it's not a cell phone, then, and if they don't give you one, then we won't book a load, and you shouldn't either. That's a double broker. Carrier Assure, Highway, Carrier 411, things like that help you check into the carrier's history, dive deep into their file. Like Todd here was saying, man, gives their headquarters address, people affiliated with the company, whether they have a tendency or a possibility to be a double broker, reports of it. Our team, we call and verify everything as well. When they give us a phone number, we call and we verify with the driver. Hey, are you this person? Do you work with this other person? We call the headquarters, the main number to the company. Hey, do you know this person? Do they work for you? So, things like that. And it sounds like a lot, and some of these programs do cost money, but, to get rid of this fraud and to help, weed these people out, and we have to put these things in place. The phone validation, it is free. Just look up free phone validator. You just click and enter the phone number, and it'll tell you if it's a landline, cell phone, VIP. It tells you who the carrier is. You can also pay a little bit. It'll give you the name and the address of the person, but we don't need that. Carrier 411, I think that costs like $100 a month, and I think Carrier Assure and all that stuff is about the same. And even if you don't have a team like we do, which is like my most favoriteest thing about working here, is make sure you do your due diligence, man. Don't get so damn excited to book a load and make a little profit, or even if you're going to lose, just to book it and go with someone without checking them out. Because if you're just tuning in, Todd and I touched earlier, man, we know people. We've had freight stolen from us because someone slipped by before we implemented all the layers that we have. And the last thing you want to do is to have to call your customer and tell them, hey, I screwed up and I didn't mitigate your risk and set up a barrier between you like I told you I would, and your shit got stolen. And, that claim, who it's going to go on? It's going to go on you. It's not going to go on the carrier, because the carrier is non-existent. They don't exist. There is no insurance. All that stuff's fake. And now, and you're going to have a claim. And with us, someone who we're affiliated with a larger company, they're going to ask us questions, and then that puts us at jeopardy of losing our MC number and losing money and profit and having to let people go. And I'm not trying to put this in everybody's face, but in an industry where $150 million brokerages are shutting down, Synergy is growing, and we're doing good, and we're a profitable company, and we want to stay that way. So put these things in place. If you're just tuning in, please go back and watch some of this. Todd covered a lot of stuff about how to, like I said, get these people out, or weed these people out, and help get this situation fixed in our industry. Because FMSCA, their solution is a hotline. That's it. Call a hotline, and if we deem it worthy, we'll investigate it. We all know how the government is. If there's not a way for them to profit off of it, they don't care, man. They're not going to do a lickety split thing about it.
Ain't that the truth?
So, Todd, we're going to be ending here in a minute, man. You can stay on and we can chop it up. Hunter and I are just going to wind it down and do whatever. And dude, I don't know what room you're in, but I love the decor in there, man. Just so you know, man, those guitars, I've seen the albums on the other wall, dude. Like,
yeah, it's kind of a mess, but yeah, over behind me where the records are, that's where my daughter's electric drum set is.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I remember us talking about that.
Yep, and then I've got a few of my guitars and the kids' guitars and our keyboard behind us. So, I try to play from time to time in my spare time.
Yeah, Partridge Family over here, man.
I just need to get the bell bottoms.
That is good stuff, dude. We used to have that set up in our garage, man. The drums, all the guitars on stands, dude. There's still posters out there. There's like an Iron Maiden poster and a fucking, I don't know, someone else. There's all kinds of stuff, but ours wasn't as cool as your setup, man. Oh, dude. That is,
you know, I dig it. It could be cooler, but you know, I'll take what I can get.
Oh, hey, I know. Hey, any space that can be your own space is a good space.
Ain't that the truth? Amen to that.
Especially when you got kids, man.
Yeah, that's partially why those guitars are hanging up, so that way them little sticky fingers don't get on them.
Dude, I know that's fucking right, man. Holy shit, dude. Well, I mean, Hunter, do you have anything you want to add in here, brother? Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Dre. I love that play on
Dr.
words.
Dre.
He does Dre at International Freight, Todd. So, dude, Todd, if any of the, I'm sorry, Hunter, to cut you off, but I want to drop you to Todd. Bro, if anyone in the company, man, you know, Tristan, Taylor, Kyle, Adam, anyone runs across some Dre, anything international on the ship lines, that's what Hunter does, man. Matter of fact, I fed him a customer yesterday, dude, that I couldn't do anything with because they're Dre and stuff. So, you know, he's taking care of, dude. So, yeah, anybody you know, bro, that, you know, you hear say about it that I don't hear, let me know so I can pass on to Hunter.
Yeah, dude,
absolutely, man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I have very little knowledge on drayage, so you know I'll definitely be wanting to get a drayage 101 from Dr. Dre.
Dude, he just came up with that today too. He said, "Man, I'm gonna create my name, Dr. Dre." I was like, "That's sick, bro." Like,
I dig it.
Words, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, in the next week or so, I'm gonna get my CEO and hopefully my sales manager on here. We'll kind of break down some topics in the international and domestic drayage industry. Yeah, man, Freight Mango, do it all, international, air, ocean, domestic drayage, handle customs for US, Canada, Mexico.
Nice. And when you schedule that meeting, make sure to call it Dre Day.
Dude, yes, yes. Oh, man. See, dude, I told you, dude, this Todd is my boy, bro. Like, damn, I love it. On Dre Day, that is the shit right there.
Dre Day.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. Oh shit, Hunter, you got anything else you want to chop out on, man?
This Friday we're bringing down T Swift, $100,000 bonuses to all of her drivers, and I found this one subject here. So they have 2 transportation companies, and she only gave the bonuses to one of them.
Ooh.
I'm convinced that Taylor Swift, not only did she cause an earthquake on land, but she is causing an earthquake in the rate increases across the industry. Okay?
Every carrier is gonna be asked for $100,000 now, man.
I'm telling you, it's happening.
That's
but
funny.
Other than that, yeah, no, that and space freight. On Freight Friday,
that's where the money.
Monkey Freight Friday. Who's running the first load into space?
Yeah, bro. I think you and I've touched on it, man. But the fact that the government, you know, is having these congressional meetings or Senate meetings, committee, whatever it is, about UFOs, man, admitting that they're real. Like, I brought this up to so many people and nobody knows about it. And I'm like, how is this not mainstream fucking front page above the fold? And if you don't know what above the fold means, young folks, that means a newspaper. They fold it in half. Anyway, but like nobody's talking about it. So Hunter made a joke. He said, Rob, he said, well, dude, if they're coming here, he said, then they're obviously going to need to resupply and they're going to need to take stuff back and they may bring stuff here. He's like, so when is the first space carrier going to be involved? Like, you know, so I even made a funny ass meme about it, man. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm going on a customer meeting to the Andromeda Galaxy here soon enough. All right.
Dude, you know, to prevent an idiocracy thing from happening, just send some of the trash out there, which I'm drawing a blank on it now, but wasn't there a movie where like the spaceship was fueled by trash or something like that? Was it Spaceballs or was it some?
I think it was Spaceballs. I think it was Spaceballs.
There you go.
That sounds like Spaceballs.
We just got to invent that. That's gonna be the next level thing right there.
Dude, it is, man. Like I said, if it's scary to think about some of the people who drive trucks now driving. If they're
space
alive,
truckers, dude, space truckers,
bro. Hey, could you imagine the detention on one of those shits? the layover. Like, how do we do the rate per mile, man? Like, where do I find that on DAC? You know,
Rate per mile. I've been waiting for 3 light years for
yes,
this load.
exactly. Rate per light year, man. That's what, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, where is the first DOT way station going to be? You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, where are they going to put it first? So, anyway, I'm gonna chop out of here. I'm gonna go do my normal and watch me a little TV and relax and before I go to bed and make sure I ain't got no more load stuff going on. And so, yeah, Todd, dude, thanks so much, man, for coming on, bro. I really, really appreciate it. And dude, you shared so much information, and I hope some people that weren't on tonight that I tagged will go back and watch this because they were interested in this topic. So, really good shit, man. And I know that we'll have you on again, my brother.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys letting me come over and relay the knowledge that I have. It was great meeting you, Hunter, and I really appreciate it. I look forward to the next meeting.
Cool, man. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Todd, be good, bro. I appreciate you. Hunter, I'll holler at you later, broski.
All right, fellas.
All right.
Y'all.
Deuces. I love that, bro. I love that.